That people be mad. You gonna always be mad. What gotta say? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So D-Lo, we finna turn up on these. He got me on one, playing on my top, man.
I'm finna give y'all exactly what y'all been looking for. The people who been talking a little crazy, I see y'all. I see the crazy people, okay? I see the crazy people that's rappers. I see the crazy people that's bloggers. I see the crazy people that's fans. I see the crazy people that's naughties. Y'all is finna get exactly what y'all been looking for.
This isn't just your casual tea spill anymore. This is the kind of story that doesn't just trend, it explodes. Behind those courtside smiles, the public hand-holding, the picture-perfect couple act, everyone was unknowingly watching something way darker unfold in stealth. And according to whispers sliding through the industry, Megan Thee Stallion wasn't panicking. She was observing, scheming, waiting. Every post, every cameo, every suspicious little move. Then the cracks appeared. Secret meetups never meant to be exposed, private trips that defied the timeline. A sudden energy shift nobody could explain, but everyone instantly felt. And just when people assumed coincidence, the juiciest rumor surfaced, an alleged pregnancy. Not confirmed, not denied, just buzzing everywhere. And if even part of that hits true, this isn't just messy, it's catastrophic. Now we're beyond relationship drama. We're talking overlapping realities, a public romance, and a private secret smashing together at the worst possible moment. And at the center of it all, Glorilla, Gotti, and a truth that, if fully revealed, could wreck far more than reputations. But here's the kicker, the alleged pivot moment wasn't loud. Not public. It was quiet, calculated, final. No yelling, no chaos, just a single statement that froze the room. And what followed? A silence so dense it screamed louder than any confession ever could. What seemed like a flawless, picture-perfect moment was quietly crumbling behind the scenes, and no one saw it coming. At first glance, it looked simple, polished, effortless. Glorilla and Brandon Ingram were being packaged as the next ultimate power couple. Courtside appearances, public displays of affection, the kind of staged energy that hooks fans, making them feel like they are witnessing real-life romance in motion. But according to whispers sneaking through the industry, it wasn't real. Not entirely. While the cameras captured loyalty, a secret narrative was brewing in the shadows. And Megan Thee Stallion allegedly spotted it first. Not because anyone spilled the tea, but because she noticed the tiny misalignments, the odd movements, the energy shifts that made no public sense but screamed privately. In an industry where perception rules, these little inconsistencies aren't accidents, they are signals. And Megan was reading them. Behind the polished posts and staged appearances, something entirely different was quietly forming. Something that clashed with the story being sold to the public. Sources say there were unexplained meetings, secret off-the-grid trips, moments when people vanished at the same time. Patterns that individually seemed meaningless, but together, painted a completely different, undeniable story. And dead center in those tangled patterns, one name kept surfacing, Gotti. At first glance, easy to shrug off, label boss, artist, just business, right? On paper, sure. But insiders started raising eyebrows because this didn't smell like business. It screamed personal, the kind of attention that crosses contracts, music, and professional boundaries. And once those lines blur, the truth doesn't stay hidden long. It just waits for the perfect moment to explode. Then the shift hit, sudden, obvious, unavoidable. Glorilla's behavior started shifting. Publicly, everything seemed polished, controlled, confident. But beneath that, consistency wavered. Appearances got calculated, movements guarded, and that's when the whispers got louder. Observers weren't just watching anymore, they were connecting the dots. And once dots connect, narratives start cracking. Then came the juiciest, most dangerous rumor. Quiet at first, impossible to ignore, an alleged pregnancy. No confirmation, no denial, just speculation spreading faster than anyone could contain. In an image-driven industry, timing is everything. If the timeline doesn't match the public story, everything collapses. And that's exactly what Megan Thee Stallion allegedly saw. This wasn't mere betrayal, it was overlap. One relationship in the spotlight, another unfolding in the shadows simultaneously. Someone knew more than they admitted, and someone was playing a deeper game. For Megan, this wasn't industry drama, it was personal. According to insiders, she had given support, opportunities, visibility, helping Glorilla step into rooms most don't access. And in return, alleged silence, secrets, and a reality that didn't match the loyalty on display. That kind of betrayal doesn't explode instantly, it simmers. And Megan, she didn't react publicly, didn't post, didn't comment. She watched, waited, and gathered. Because when you hold knowledge the world hasn't caught wind of yet, you don't panic, you wait. You pick your moment. And insiders now suggest that moment is dangerously close. Because once a story like this begins to unravel, there's no control, no rewriting, no escaping. Only one question remains: who cracks first? Silence never lasts, it never does. Once whispers start moving behind closed doors, they don't stay hidden. They mutate, spread, and eventually hit the one person it was never meant to reach, Brandon Ingram. At first, insiders say it wasn't a confrontation. Just a quiet question, the kind you ask when something feels off, but you're not ready to face the answer. From the outside, everything appeared intact. Appearances hadn't faltered, energy hadn't shifted enough to alarm anyone publicly. But underneath, pressure was mounting, and pressure always exposes the hidden. Sources claim Brandon began noticing the same inconsistencies others had: delayed responses, missed calls, unexplained moments. Not enough to accuse, just enough to doubt. And doubt is where the unraveling begins. Once doubt enters, trust doesn't stand a chance. Meanwhile, whispers didn't slow, they evolved. Now it wasn't just odd timing or hidden meetups. The narrative had shape, direction, and specificity, and at its center, Gotti. Insiders claim whatever was happening wasn't recent. It wasn't random. It was ongoing. That changes everything. If something's been quietly happening while another relationship gets staged publicly, that's not confusion, that's construction. And the timeline, that's where it gets messy. Lay events side by side, the gifts, appearances, sudden behavioral shifts, and coincidence disappears. What once seemed generosity now reads as signals. What once seemed supportive now feels deliberate, persistent. The proximity that once seemed innocent now screamed calculated. And for Brandon Ingram, that realization didn't land all at once, it hit in waves. First disbelief, then silence, then clarity. Imagine replaying every single moment, every interaction, every public display, every word, and suddenly realizing it might not have meant what you thought. The reality you believed in wasn't the only one. Another version had been running parallel all along. That's not heartbreak. That's pure disorientation. Insiders say his reaction wasn't loud. Cold, measured, final. No public meltdown, no social media chaos, no desperate attempts to salvage what was already collapsing under its own contradictions. He stepped back, and the moment that distance became visible, even subtly, everything shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't about a couple, it was about a situation. A situation no one could fully explain, but everyone scrambled to understand. And in the heart of that shift, Megan Thee Stallion stayed exactly where she had been from the start. Silent, but no longer invisible. While everyone else reacted in real time, insiders suggest she had processed everything long before it reached this point. She wasn't catching up. She was ahead, allegedly holding the pieces that connected it all. Information that doesn't just clarify a story, it defines it. And this is where the whole situation darkens. Rumors can swirl endlessly, but receipts? Tangible evidence that could end debates, not just confirm suspicions. Sources say that possibility is what keeps everyone on edge. Because when those receipts drop, there's no controlling fallout. No spin, no recovery, just impact. Right now, everyone waits. Not for confirmation, but for exposure. The story isn't building anymore, it's positioning. And once positioned, it doesn't leak, it detonates. Until this point, everything had been fragmented. Whispers, patterns, quiet realizations behind closed doors. Nothing fully confirmed, nothing officially acknowledged. But that's the illusion. In situations like this, truth doesn't hit all at once. It leaks, piece by piece. And insiders claim that leak had already begun, not publicly, not yet. But behind closed doors, the damage was already spreading, because the closer people got to the timeline, the harder it became to ignore what it was pointing to. Overlaps, moments that should never have crossed paths, but did. Dates that didn't match the public story, yet lined up with something else entirely. And dead center in those overlaps, Glorilla, A name once tied to growth, success, momentum, now wrapped in heavy questions, because the narrative had shifted from surface drama to something far more uncomfortable. How long has this been going on? And once that question enters the conversation, everything before it gets scrutinized. Every appearance, every caption, every seemingly genuine moment, now seen through an entirely different lens. The deeper people looked, the clearer it became. This wasn't just messy, it was layered. While one story played publicly, another unfolded privately. And those two realities, never meant to collide, they did. And when they did, they didn't just reveal tension, they revealed intent. Because when timelines overlap long enough, it's no longer coincidence, it's design. And that's where things turn darkest. Insiders aren't just hinting something happened, they suggest it was orchestrated. While one relationship was elevated, showcased, promoted, made visible, another was quietly maintained, carefully, strategically, until the balance was disrupted. And that disruption wasn't loud. It was subtle. A shift in awareness, a realization landing in the wrong hands at the wrong time. Once that happened, it couldn't be contained. At the center of it all, Gotti's role was no longer background. Not just a speculative name, but a constant presence in the timeline itself. The gifts, the proximity, the energy that never fit his usual professional persona, all now read not as support, but as involvement. And involvement changes everything. If that connection runs as deep as insiders claim, the consequences ripple, not just affecting one person, but reputations, relationships, the entire framework holding this narrative together. And here's where pressure becomes unbearable. Silence is no longer protection, it's confirmation in the public eye. Every moment without a statement, every avoided post, every appearance that dodges the topic adds weight. And that weight, it's building. Because right now, no one controls the story, not Glorilla, not Gotti, not even Megan Thee Stallion. Once a story reaches this level, it belongs to the audience. And the audience is watching everything, dissecting, comparing, waiting for the smallest crack, the slightest confirmation, one mistake. That's all it takes. And when that moment finally hits, this isn't a rumor anymore. It becomes a permanent record, unavoidable, irreversible. Now everything hangs in the balance. 3 names, 1 timeline, a truth no longer hidden, just not fully revealed. And when it emerges, it won't just answer questions, it will shatter illusions completely. Everything teeters on the edge now. What we're witnessing isn't mere drama, it's the final countdown to impact. The silence has stretched too long. The tension is suffocating. And the story has grown too massive to stay buried. Every move, every absence, every carefully dodged question is feeding something darker, spiraling beyond control. Sources aren't asking if something happened anymore, they're asking who will crack first. Because if even a fraction of these allegations are true, this isn't just messy, it's a total collapse of trust, image, and power. A public love story built on a private reality no one was meant to see. A timeline that doesn't just confuse, it exposes. And silence no longer shields anyone, it implicates them. The most dangerous part. The longer this drags on, the worse it gets. The internet doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. It waits. It watches. And when real confirmation finally hits, it doesn't react quietly. It explodes. Careers can flip overnight. Reputations can shatter in seconds. And once that line is crossed, there's no going back. No rewriting. No escaping. So now the question isn't what happened, it's who's ready to face what's coming. When the truth surfaces, and it will, this won't be another headline. This will be a detonation reverberating across the entire industry. And when it hits, nobody involved walks away the same.